Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another AB Daily News with your hockey coach, Guru Coach Frenchy. Today, episode number 311. What your mini coach? Here we go. We have the Montreal Canadiens UFA 2023. Some option for a right defenseman. Then we're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens, some rumor around the team. Finally, I'm going to tell you maybe the Montreal Canadiens have a new target for the fifth overall pick on the upcoming NHL Draft 2023. But before we start, we invite you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Show, and leave us a comment about this episode. And let's dive in and talking about the first subject of the day. My first subject of the day, guys, about the Montreal Canadiens UFA 2023. Do you think the Montreal Canadiens should target a right defenseman for the upcoming season? Here, the situation with the Montreal Canadiens right now as the defenseman on the right side. First, we have David Savard, Komenechik, First, we have David Savard. Then we have Jonathan Kovacevic. Then we have Justin Barron and Chris Whiteman. Now, we can use Caden Cooley or Jordan Harris on the right defenseman. And maybe on the future, Logan Mayo could add the Montreal Canadiens. This is pretty much what the Montreal Canadiens has some option as a right defenseman. Is it good enough? Or the Montreal Canadiens should select a new our defenseman on the UFA. Now, here's the target they can get for the upcoming NHL draft UFA. Here's some trend option for the Montreal Canadiens for the next upcoming UFA 2023. First of all, the veteran defenseman, 30 years old, John Kleinberg. Last year, he scored 10 goals for a total of 33 points in 67 games. He played with Anaheim Ducks, signed a contract for 1 year before he got traded to the Minnesota Wild. He finished the season with the Wild, become a UFA for 2023. My second option I have for you guys today is Damon Stevenson for the New Jersey Devils. The 28 years old scored 7 goals last year, 33 points like Kleinberg, and 81 game. He played on the third pairing. His number pretty good on the underlying for Stevenson for the TOI he got from the head coach Lenny Ruff. He complete his contract of 6 years. He become a UFA now. Can the Montreal Canadiens sign Stevenson for a couple of years? We'll see. Look like he's not interested to go with the bottom of the team in NHL for what we heard, but you never know. Then we have Kevin Shatterkirk, the veteran, 34 years old, complete his 3 years contract with the Anaheim Ducks. He scored 4 goals and 27 points last year in 75 games. Listen, he brings some kind of leadership. He brings some kind of experience in NHL. Is it good enough to sign with the Montreal Canadiens? I'm not sure, but we'll see if the Montreal can targeting Shatterkirk. Finally, my last player I want to talk about, yes, many of you does not like him, but he's so good right now with the Florida Panthers. I'm talking about Radko Kudas, the 33 years old, scored 2 goals last year, 17 points in 72 games, but look how he's played right now with the Florida Panthers during the playoff 2023 is amazing. He brings some kind of physicality, very good on defensive zone coverage as a second pairing. Possible Montreal could add a player like Kudas. Imagine him, example, with Jacky as a pairing. Ouch. But again, the Montreal Canadiens have some kind of option. They can sign a new player to join the right side of the defensive. Now, the biggest question I have for you guys is, would you like the Montreal Canadiens select a right defenseman as a UFA 2023 or not? Do you think they have enough already what they got inside the organization, or the Montreal Canadiens should targeting a new UFA player 2023 is signed a contract with the Montreal Canadiens? So I would like to hear from you, please. I would like to hear from you. So let me comments below this first subject, and let's move on now, guys, for my second subject of the day. My second subject of the day, guys, about the Montreal Canadiens rumor we heard for the last couple of days. So I would like to share with you what you think. I would like to hear from you what you think about each trade we got for you today. First of all, guys, the Montreal Canadiens are really involved with the Washington Capitals. First of all, my second subject of the day, guys, about the Montreal Canadiens rumor. Many heard a couple of new rumors around the Montreal Canadiens. I would just want to share it with you, and I would like to hear from you what you think. Leave me a comment after this subject. First of all, the Montreal Canadiens are involved huge fun trade with the Washington Capitals. First of all, they trade their fifth overall pick, Montreal Canadiens, and their 110, the third round overall, their fourth round overall pick for the 8 for the Washington Capitals, and the 40 on the Washington Capitals is conclude a second round. So the first trade between both teams, guys, is all about picks. Montreal Canadiens are going to trade their fifth overall and the 110 overall pick for the number 8 for the Washington Capitals and the number 40 in return. Now that will open up the Washington Capitals to select Michkov. Unfortunately for the Montreal, could pass Michkov, and they're targeting possible Leonard, Devoski, Renbacher. Is it possible they would be available at that moment, number 8? We're not sure, but this is possible, a trade with the Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals. The second trade is about a little bit like happening with the Monahan and the Calgary Flames with the Montreal last year. The Washington Capitals would like to drop some kind of $1 million on the salary cap by trading Anthony Manta. He is still a 1 more year contract with the Washington Capitals for $5.7 million. Montreal could get Manta and possible to get a second round pick for the Washington Capitals. Could be the number 40 in 2023. Something we have to follow up. Let me know what you think. Montreal should trade or not with the Washington Capitals. The second remark we got for you guys is the Montreal Canadiens and Arizona Coyotes. Gallagher plus a third round pick to the Arizona Coyotes for future consideration. The hick on that problem, the problem of this trade is Gallagher have a no close movement, and that's what I believe Gallagher will refuse that trade. He would prefer to go a team with more, some kind of stability, and of course, some kind of team could play in the playoff for the next couple of years. So it's the biggest problem, I believe, for that trade rumor we got the last couple of days. My next trade, guys, about the Montreal Canadiens and the Pittsburgh Penguins. This involved the first round pick for the Florida Panthers for the Montreal Canadiens, plus Joel Edmondson, and return Montreal Canadiens got the 14th overall pick. I think that trade is a little bit too much low for the Pittsburgh. I think they would like to add another additional pick. So Montreal could trade the first round pick 29 to 32 from Florida Panthers, plus Edmondson, plus their pick number 37. In return, they get the number 14 overall. Is it possible or not? I'm not sure. I would like to hear from you. What do you think about that trade? Would you like to accept that trade? First round pick, Florida Panthers, Edmondson, and the 37 for the 14th overall pick for the Pittsburgh Penguins. The next one, guys, about the Montreal Canadiens and Winnipeg Jets. Straight right there. Pierre-Luc Dubois versus Nick Suzuki. I know you're going to tell me, come on, coach, not going to happen. But this is a rumor. That's what the Winnipeg Jets request if ever they trade Pierre-Luc Dubois to the Montreal Canadiens at this moment. Finally, some other remarks about Cole Caulfield. They talk about the offer sheet. I can promise you one thing right now. Cole Caulfield is not going to I can promise you one thing here. Cole Caulfield is not going to get an offer sheet by any team in NHL, do not be worried. Why? Because first of all, he just got a surgery on the right shoulder. Secondly, we're not sure how he's going to recover at 100%. Thirdly, they have to give at least maybe one first-round pick, maybe two first-round pick for Caulfield, and that will advantage at the end Montreal Canadiens. If ever this is the case, in the worst case, Montreal can match up the offer sheet for any team in NHL. So I would like to hear from you guys below this video. Leave me comments about my second subject. Which rumor do you think Montreal should or should not do for the next couple of weeks or during the off summer? This concludes my second subject. Let's move on for my last subject of the day. My last subject of the day, guys, is another rumor, but it's a little bit more about the prospect for the upcoming NHL Draft 2023. The 5th overall pick looked like the Montreal Canadiens could have a new target. It's not Will Smith. It's not Leo Carlson. It's not Mitch Michkov. It's not Matvey Michkov. But who is he? Here we go, guys. The Montreal Canadiens are targeting Ryan Leonard for the National Team Development USA. Leonard played on the first line with Will Smith and Gabe Perreault. He is 5'11.5 inches, 192 pounds, shoot on the right. What is really good, NHL above average, is puck skating, is puck skill, then how he compete, and thirdly, how his shot is great, and thirdly, his shot. Three things is really above average for any other prospect in NHL. Some people compare him a little bit like Artturi Lehkonen, but better to Lehkonen. That's a great comment. That's a great compliment about Leonard. He played the game 200 the right way, very good on defensive zone coverage. But again, for me, he likes to compete. He crashes to the net. He goes to the corner, and he does not scare to go in front of the traffic. That's possible. Montreal can targeting a new one, Ryan Leonard. So the question of the day for you guys, leave me comments. Would you prefer the Montreal Canadiens skip or not Michkov? And would you prefer the Montreal Canadiens select Leonard or maybe another player like Reinbacher or Devoski? Please leave me comments about this subject. It does conclude all the subject we have for you. This concludes, guys, all the subject we have for you on this episode. Hopefully you enjoy it. We have 3 different subjects today. But before we leave, we remind you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show, and leave us a comments about this episode. And of course, we want to remind you, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessing day, everybody.